Tim, M-A-I-A.
Tim Maia.
Tim Maia, I love that. George Benyor.
Jorge Benjor.
Yeah, very, very cool guitarist.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oi, gente, tudo bem? Sejam muito bem-vindos a mais um Universo Alfa. Meu nome é Stephanie Cid e eu tô aqui do lado com o cantor britânico Tom Speight. Tom, thank you so much for being here with us. It's a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you for having me. It's really surreal to be in Brazil and Sao Paulo, and I'm just so happy and lucky to be here.
And I wanted to talk a little bit about your new album, Love and Light. What were the inspirations for the album?
The album is kind of based on basically each song is kind of like a letter to someone in my life. So I've written songs about my sister, my girlfriend, my best friend, someone I lost during the making of the album. I wrote a song for him, and it's a very personal album, and it's basically it's trying to deliver kind of meaning to the people I love, but also I think that the listener can also engage on a level of like they'll get the feeling as well of what I'm feeling, and I think it's very like universal feelings of love, hope, joy, and loss, really, and I'm very, very proud of it.
And when was the decision? When did you make the decision to write something so personal? Because you write for people, you dedicate songs to people in your life.
I think it was the COVID time, gave you time to kind of reflect on things. And, I'm normally gigging a lot, playing all the time. And, in 2018 to 2019, I played 100 gigs that year. So it was like, that's a lot of gigs. And then kind of COVID happened, and I kind of was like, okay, I'm going to take, all my memories and feelings and kind of just channel this into the next record.
Yes, and the record starts a little bit more light, let's say, and it gets deeper.
Yeah, and I think I wanted to kind of not go too heavy at the start, and there's some darker songs, but I think the way it ends is kind of, when there is dark, you get light at the end of it, hopefully. So it's a very like hopeful record, and it's people might think, oh, it sounds like heavy and all that kind of stuff. It's not depressing. It's very like hopeful,
Mm-hmm. And what were the inspirations in terms musically, would you say?
I was inspired by a load of different artists, actually, from like Bruce Springsteen to the Beatles to Simon and Garfunkel. To Bon Iver and Jose Gonzalez, Billie Eilish as well. There's a lot of different kind of influences going on there. At the end of the day, I'm just like a music fan, and I just love songs, and I would be a fan of the songs of the album. I'm very proud of them.
And would you say it's a more pop album than the other ones that you released?
Yeah, I would say so. I think you're correct saying that. I think it is kind of, it's probably more confident, I would say. My first album, Collide, which did really well in Brazil, it's like, I wouldn't be here without that album. That's a very like folky album, and it's just slightly. This third one, I think each album you should try and deliver something new, and I think this one's kind of a bit more of a poppy, kind of more bigger sound, and but I'm I love all my records, and I want to just keep making records so I can keep coming back to Brazil, and hopefully you'll keep inviting me back.
Of course we will. And this album you write and produced, basically.
Yeah, I love one of my biggest joys in life is writing songs, and that's kind of what I live for, is writing songs and playing them live, and I live and breathe music, really, and so it's if I wasn't doing it as a career, I would be doing it anyway.
And would you say the album, there is a song for every moment of life?
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, this because I lost a dear friend during the making record, so it deals with grief, but it also deals with love on like Wonderful Wonder. It's got kind of a bit of sadness in there, like dealing with people's breakups, like whether it's your parents or your friends or whatever, and that's if this is how the story ends. It's got a song about friendship, which is like simple things. So it covers a lot of different subjects, you know. So yeah, hopefully, I think, you know, my biggest thing is I just want people to connect to the songs, you know. So when you hear it, you're like, I feel what he's going through, you know.
What are some of your biggest musical influences in general, would you say?
So I love the Beatles. I had the privilege of singing with Paul McCartney. I've met him a few times, and so the Beatles. I love Oasis. I love Stereophonics, who we toured with. I love Elton John. All the big names, all the good songwriters. Yeah.
Yes, and songwriters in general.
Yeah,
right?
Songwriters. I do like pop stars. I like that kind of thing. I like, you know, Dua Lipa and things like that. But my heart is with the songs and the acoustic guitar and piano and stuff, and very storytelling. You know.
And I wanted to talk a little bit more about the music industry in general.
Sure.
And how do you see the music industry evolving during this digital age? Because you said it yourself, your music reaches other countries. It reaches here in the South America. And what advice would you give to new musicians as well?
So I think we're in a time where it's very liberating to be a singer. You know, when I released my first song in 2016, Little Love, it went to #1 in Brazil on the Spotify charts. And, you know, I don't have like physical CDs and vinyl in Brazil shops yet because it's just so expensive to distribute around the world. So it's an amazing thing that, like, last night we can sell out a venue, and that's just purely down to the internet and streaming, and YouTube is really amazing. And the fact that you guys play us on radio, then they check it out on YouTube or Spotify or Apple or Deezer, any of these kind of things. So I think it's like a really liberating time to be a singer or a songwriter. You can kind of almost, if you've got songs that people connect to, you can kind of make your own luck in some ways. So that's very good. And then I think my advice would be to other musicians, singers, etc. Just work hard and just enjoy it. Live and enjoy every moment, really, because, you know, music is a very difficult thing to do sometimes. But if you love it and enjoy it, it doesn't feel like work.
What message do you hope to convey to your fans when you're composing, when you're producing your albums?
I think it's just, for me, it's like, obviously they're my songs, but the moment they're released, they're no longer my songs. They're, you know, everyone's, and that's, you know, a lot of people seem to get married to my songs, which is an amazing thing, and truly like a gift as a songwriter that someone would choose your song to have as their first dance. So for me, it's just about connecting and just making sure, whether it's a happy or a sad song, that you kind of feel it, you know?
Thank you so much for the talk, Tom.
No, thank you. Thank you for having me. Obrigado.
Obrigada.
Yeah.
And I know